Rick Dollar, and we are live on location at the Tone Room Recording Studio. A lot of crazy stuff happens here, but a lot of great stuff happens too. And this lady right here, I came in the door and she was holding the door for people. I don't know. What's your name, young lady?
Lou!
Lulu Roman. I mean, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You are just like the best thing in the world that's happened to me today, you know?
Thank you.
You can't help but smile being around this young lady.
Thank you.
So what in the world are you doing here?
Mom!
Okay, I'll take that as she's cutting a record. I don't
Trying
know.
to sing.
I have to, yeah, you're doing a great job. I heard you in the booth there a minute ago, okay? So, wow, you never know who you're going to run into up
I'm
here.
on a drag, y'all. You know, that's when you're so tired you feel like somebody's dragging you around.
So what's been going on with you the past few years?
It's been, I am 70 years old.
No way.
And thank you. And I have been busier in the last couple of years than I have in the last 20.
That's great.
It's really wonderful. It is. I'm loving every second of it. I'm gonna get a nap one of these days.
Not here, you won't. These guys are on top of things. They want you to get the best out of you in here. And from what type of record are you cutting now?
Bluegrass.
Bluegrass album.
The first time for me to do bluegrass.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No,
That's getting back to our roots right there.
Yeah.
Well, what made you want to do?
Be a good one too.
Yeah, what made you want to cut a bluegrass record?
Well, I have some friends and they're young and they're smart and they play really good.
Really?
And they said, "You want to do this?" And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah. Hey,
so
two's meshing together pretty good. I see.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
My buddies are a group called Chosen Road.
Chosen Road. Let me think. Yeah, I know those guys.
Yeah. And I was just thinking yesterday, it made me cry. I did. Years ago, I wanted to have a live band, and everybody in my life at that point said, "No, you don't need to do that because you're a single performer and you do blah blah blah." So I ended up not doing it. But I remember sitting down, trying to think of names that I wanted to use for a band that would be with me, and this just hit me yesterday. I had come up with the idea of having a band called Lulu Roman and Chosen.
Wow.
When I thought of that yesterday, it made me cry.
I can imagine.
Because I thought, Lord, look at all these years. Mm-hmm. All these years. And we come to this, and what? Chosen?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
And you're right there where you need to be, you know?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Great. That's a cool story.
There's a lot of Jonathans in there that need.
Jonathans are okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, a lot of people are going to remember you earlier in your career from Hee Haw, being on the show with guys like Buck Owens, Roy Clark. I mean, the list goes on and on.
But great.
Can you talk about that part of your life and what was it like just going to work every day with those guys?
It was pretty amazing. I grew up in an orphan's home, so when I got this gig, it was real interesting to me anyway.
Yeah. Because
so many people in one place, it became like old home week. Right. We filmed twice a year, the month of June and the month of October. And so every time we came back, it was, everybody talked about, weddings or babies or, losing somebody or what, Right. It just became like a very large, loving family. And I had never related to anything like that. I didn't. And all those people were so good to me and so nice to me. I grew up in a world where I'd walk in the door and people would go, they'd be disgusted with me because I was a fat girl. And I have learned, for all you out there who need to know, fat is not an issue with God. Fat is an issue with very stupid people. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did. Good job. I like that.
But the Lord has changed a lot of things in my life, just putting wonderful people in my life, people who've loved me in spite of me.
Well, hey, you know what? I get that all the time.
They're great, just wonderful, wonderful people. We've lost a lot of our people. We have in the last couple of years. And we just lost our producer a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
and his name was Sam Lavello, and he was the one who put everything together. So all of us that are left are just kind of out here going, what are we going to do? Because Sam just did everything for us. So this is yet another new experience. But it was the best times and the worst times, truly, of my life. It was. I was stupid and got in a lot of trouble in the beginning. And
that's how we learned.
I came out of the orphan's home very angry and very bitter, very mad at God, and fell into the drug scene and got busted a couple of times. In the middle of all of it, I got pregnant and had a baby that was born addicted to the drugs.
Oh, wow.
They told me he was going to die, and that led me on a path to where I found Jesus. And the Lord touched that baby and healed him. I had 2 babies. I have 2 sons. Damon is my oldest and Justin is my youngest.
Great.
And I've turned around and I'm like, what? Damon Eric is 44 years old and Justin is 40. And I'm going, oh! Whoa! And I have no grandkids, y'all. None.
Oh, you're going to have to make more phone calls.
Oh, no, something, yeah. But it was...
show up unannounced.
Yes. It was a wonderful time. I was on the first show and I was on the last show.
Wow.
Of Hee Haw. I was out for about a year, getting over drug things.
Right.
And that's before I met the Lord. He just took it all away from me. And
that's great.
It really is. And the funny thing, I told him the other day, we had a memorial service for Sam. And Sam was like our papa. He was. And when I got in trouble, there was really no one in my life to see about me. And so, of course, Sam got into the middle of it, and was in Dallas, was in the courthouses with me. They put me in Sam Lavello's custody.
Wow.
In the producer of our show's custody. Nobody knew that back then.
Amazing.
But him. And he was just precious. He was. And he was the one who brought everybody together and made sure everything worked like a clock. It was wonderful. And the people have just been lifelong loving friends still to this day. It is.
So what's the one fond memory you have of that show that sticks out in your mind?
I guess that's it. That's the very thing, is that those people became like my family to me. They did. Those people loved me unconditionally. And that was really the first time that I had experienced that in my life. And it made a real difference. It did. I could sit down and talk to any of them about things I would never talk to anybody else about. To think that you would, I guess when I look back on it now, I was having fun and running and rolling and doing everything I wanted to. And in the middle of it, I didn't stop to think that I was doing it with Minnie Pearl and Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
And Roy Clark and some of these, Roy Acuff,
Right.
And now that I'm where I am now, I look back on those things and it makes me cry. It does. To think that I grew up with these people. I did. And they were the ones who spoke joy and blessing into my life.
Yeah.
And they were precious. And Roy Acuff was just so precious. All he wanted to do was just sit around and talk about Jesus. That's all Roy wanted to do.
That's awesome.
It's precious. It was, but it was amazing. And getting to do the show and getting to do the different skits and stuff.
Right.
You can imagine that I probably laughed more in those it was chronologically 23 years than I did my whole life. I mean, it was just, we had the greatest writers. And it was hysterical. It was funny. I mean, we always wanted to go, this is so stupid. And they literally had it on camera where we would say, oh, no, this is not stupid. This is merely foolish. So we were merely foolish. But it was awesome. It was.
I can imagine.
It was absolutely precious. I still have my dear, dear friends, Kathy Baker, Ganella Hutton, Misty Rowe, Victoria Hallman. I love Victoria. We've gotten closer as the years have gone by.
Seems to happen sometimes,
because
doesn't
you
it?
lose things, you lose people,
Yeah, exactly.
And bonds you together a little tighter. The ones that are still there.
It's good to go through all those things.
Yeah.
And
Roy came to Sam's memorial last week, and he's got back problems, and he walks with canes and stuff, and I was helping him around all day, and he was just so precious. He just said, "Miss Lulu, I love you. I love you. Thank you for helping me." It's just precious. It was just to get to know that I'm hopefully blessing some of these people.
Right. That have done so much for you.
Pretty cool. It is.
Amazing.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. I think this Bluegrass record is going to go somewhere.
I hope
we got anything to do with it. So
I hope so.
Yeah, I do too.
It's going to be fun doing it, and I've done some of the things here that we've done, and some of these I have not. Some of these I have wanted to for years.
Exactly.
I've wanted to. Snatched a Booth Brothers song, and I told them years ago I'm going to do that.
What's the name of it?
What Salvation Means to Me.
Oh, there you go.
We're going to turn that into Bluegrass.
That's incredible. That's the one thing I love about Bluegrass. You can take just about any song, and people could say what they want.
Yeah.
We all came from this. In one way, shape, or another.
Yep.
So whether you want to like it or not.
These are my people, okay? These are the people that kept me
If you don't believe in me or her, you need to talk to Doyle Lawson. He'll give you a good sermon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just so honored to sit down with you, and I'm going to let you guys get back to what you're doing. I know we're probably eating up some studio time here. I'm getting a ugly look from the producer.
But they don't know I'm getting a nap.
Not in the middle of the interview. You can nap.
Yeah, she was napping.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to hang out for a little while, see how this process goes, and hopefully we can talk to you again in the future.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lulu. Rick Dollar, we are live at the Tone Room Recording Studio. We're talking to Miss Lulu Roman. We're good. Okay. And she went to sleep. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.